EKO Atlantic, a new African city. A visionary city emerging off Victoria Island in Lagos, Nigeria today. It's being built on land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean, putting a new place name on the world map.
The main objective of EKO Atlantic is to create a world-class international city and to be proud of it by any international standard. We believe Nigeria is a land of opportunities.
For us, we see a future that is defining, a future that is satisfying, a future that brings best practices, and a future that develops a hub for business.
We believe when the city is finished, EKO Atlantic will be one of a kind.
The central boulevard in the first phase business district is similar in scale to the Champs-Élysées in Paris or Fifth Avenue in New York. Efficient, connected and sustainable, EKO Atlantic is the natural home for African as well as global business and finance. Lagos is already a financial powerhouse in Africa, the continent now claiming its position as a world leader in economic growth. But there are more key factors driving the demand for this prime development. Victoria Island, the base for big business in Lagos, is overstretched and can't expand anymore. 15 million people live in Lagos today. By the year 2015, though, that number will have grown to 25 million. Lagos is on track to become one of the world's mega cities. The financial and commercial centre that will help power and sustain the economic growth needed to support it will be EKO Atlantic, the vital new city for Lagos, where essential utilities such as power supply, water distribution and sewage treatment will be independent and reliable. So, a mile and a half off the coastline of Victoria Island, a steady transformation of reclaiming land from the sea is well underway.
EKO Atlantic, in essence, it's a reclamation project.
EKO Atlantic City is so many things in one.
It will establish a vibrant 21st century city here in the heart of Africa.
Yes, it's a huge civil works project, but it also enables government to respond to the challenges of nature.
Over the past 100 years, the Atlantic Ocean was seriously eroding the shoreline along Bar Beach on Victoria Island, threatening low-lying Lagos from flooding. Two Lagos state governors, past and present, aimed to change all that by turning back the clock on a century of coastal erosion.
Today, a liability that threatens the entire Victoria Island of Lagos has been arrested and is being converted to a great asset of prosperity.
The private sector stepped in and rose to the challenge. EKO Atlantic was inaugurated in 2008 by the Nigerian presidency and the Lagos state government.
EKO Atlantic City project.
The development is backed by Nigerian as well as international banks. Today, EKO Atlantic is rising rapidly from the sea. It will be protected behind a formidable sea defence barrier known as the Great Wall of Lagos. The wall had reached about 2.7 kilometers by November 2011. And it will finally extend to 8.5 kilometers when complete in 2015. The new city is already a success story. President Bill Clinton applauded the Lagos State Governor and Ronald Shuguri, the Executive Chairman of EKO Atlantic, confirming EKO Atlantic as one of the most inspired and ambitious civil engineering projects in Africa.
Creating a modern city is always exciting, especially coming from scratch, especially reclaiming it from the ocean. But why the investors should come in? Nigeria is a booming economic country, so demand is there.
EKO ATLANTIC continues to attract a constant stream of high-profile visitors and investors, locally as well as internationally, all focused on the growth potential not only of Lagos, but Africa as a whole. The design of the Great Wall was checked to the highest level in Europe, where scale model tests proved it could withstand the worst expected storm over 1,000 years, well within the international standard of acceptance. It is not only the wall that is essential to the creation of EKO ATLANTIC City. The reclaimed land, rapidly growing in size, will become the very foundations of EKO ATLANTIC. So the relocation of sand is vital to the operation. South Energyx Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of the Shiguri Group, are the developers and planners of the new city. When they celebrated 2.4 million square meters of land reclamation for phase 1 of the project, a landmark event, it was the state governor himself who cut the ribbon.
It is a new economy in the making within the EKO ATLANTIC City, and this will further reposition Lagos in its bid to become the leading and preferred mega city within the continent of Africa.
The sand for EKO ATLANTIC is harvested by a world leader in this sector, Dredging International from Belgium. Their recently launched vessel, the Congo River, will head operations to create even more land for the second phase of EKO ATLANTIC. 4 years from now, the city's footprint will be 7.5 kilometers long and 1.4 kilometers wide, similar in size to the skyscraper district of Manhattan in New York City. The main boulevard will be 2 kilometers long and 60 meters wide, the centerpiece of the business district. This wide avenue will feature an array of towers climbing to around an average of 35 floors. As the center for finance in EKO ATLANTIC, the business district will also feature the keynote edition of a luxury class shopping mall. Iconic buildings will tower over the city. In all, EKO ATLANTIC covers 9 square kilometers, spread over 6 districts. They are designed to have unique features, but all will share the common goal to mix residential development with business, commercial and leisure activity to avoid neighborhoods becoming lifeless at night. At least 250,000 people will find new homes in EKO ATLANTIC. A further 150,000 will commute. At the western tip of EKO ATLANTIC, a world-class marina stands out in the first stage of development. It will become much more than a marina though. It will turn into a community in its own space, where a luxurious 5-star hotel and spa will become the ultimate tourist destination in Nigeria.
We are providing a very modern city, using all the high tech in the world to make sure it will be very modern, very sophisticated and very green.
Our developing city will change the face of Lagos. It will open a vital new gateway to your success in Africa. EKO ATLANTIC is truly one of a kind. Brent Sadler, EKO ATLANTIC, Lagos, Nigeria.